7 idlis are jnana and the 8th idli is bhakti. For some people only idli is enough. Bhakti is directly enough. For some people 7 idlis are enough. Then only after 8th idli only the hunger will.
You are all selected for the 8
No, you can't say we are all. There are many people who single idli cases. Yes, straight away single idli cases. There are some 7 idli cases.
Swamiji, you talked about some energizing of the Ganges happened later.
Yes, I'll speak about it in Gangotri.
Gangotri.
See, actually yesterday I was telling our Debbie, I was telling she was asking all the questions. Because, you see, the moment I feel somebody is close, I laugh at them when they ask questions. Have you seen the teacher in me answering any question? In the initial level, I will always answer. Especially in the public, I will be so polite. I will be answering every question. I know it's complete foolishness. Neither this fellow wants answer, nor he is a seeker. Just he wants to show he is there. He wants to show his presence. And he wants to show he wants something. He knows something. Or he wants just a greed for more and more words. All questions are nothing but greed for more words. Be very clear. That's all. Now you left the greed for all the money and other things. You got hold of new greed. Greed for more words. Greed for knowing more. Greed for more explanations. Brain candy. Brain candy is the right word. The initial level, the public lectures, I will be offering brain candy with a big tray going round. And in the initial level, I will always give enough of brain candy. Have it. And let your brain boil. Once you come to a certain level, I laugh at your questions. Then once you come very near, I laugh at the questioner himself. Ask my crew members. There is a beautiful story. Let me narrate this story. Actually, the more they became intimate, the less I will speak about spirituality to them. More they became intimate, the less I will speak about spirituality to them. And I will never answer any questions. She is trying last 2 years to get one answer from me. Swamiji, am I connected to you in past life? Last 2 years, at least some 300, 400 times he has asked that question. I'll just smile. I'll tell you when time comes. I'll tell you when time comes. Now he became tired, he stopped asking that. Nowadays he stopped asking that question. But if an onlooker asks, I'll give a detailed answer. If Debbie asks that question, I'll be answering half an hour. That same question. But if he asks, I'll laugh. Hey, take care, do the work, go on. There's a beautiful story. Vivekananda was sitting on the bank of Ganges. One modern youngster, the half-baked fellows, there are so many. The half-baked modern day youngster, one fellow came. That guy asked Vivekananda, Swamiji, I like you just because of your modern views. You are so logical, so scientific. I just hate this nonsense, taking bath in Ganga and putting this bhasma, doing all this Gayatri, all these foolish things. I just hate all this nonsense. And I like you because you are very scientific. You are a revolutionary master. That's why I love you. I respect you. Vivekananda says, fool, idiot. Who said taking bath is Ganga is superstition? Every day I take bath in Ganga. Every day I do Gayatri. Idiot, you think just because after reading 2-3 pages of Western philosophy, you got everything, you know everything. And he says, like a donkey munching the pepper, you just ate 2-3 peppers, that also is not digested. 2-3 peppers of Western philosophy, in slang Bengali says, just like how donkey eats the pepper, same way, you donkey, you are eaten 2-3 Western philosophy peppers, and that also you are not digested. And you think you know everything. And you have the courage to say taking bath in Ganga is superstition. How dare you do this? He fires him. That fellow gets a shock of his life and runs away. He escapes and goes out and criticizes. He goes away. What type of Swami he is? Reading his book, I thought he's a very intelligent person. Seeing him only, I understand he's a same old fool, like all other Swamis. He went away. Next guy comes. Very elderly Pandit, egoistic, well read in philosophy, knows all the Shastras, comes there. Swami, I come to see you. I am a Pandit Mahabhadhyaya. Every day I take bath in Ganga and do Gayatri. For last 30 years I am doing this. I am a Pandit. I have come to see you. Then Pandit means actually a spiritual person in Sanskrit. It's like, in colloquial way it is considered as a spiritual person. Pandit is like a Swami word. The word English, the literal meaning is the person who is knowledgeable, but in a casual way it is used as a spiritual saint. Then Vivekananda asks, how do you call yourself as Pandit? How can you say yourself as Pandit or spiritual person? He says, what? I take bath in Ganga and do Gayatri for last 30 years. Not even one day I missed it. Vivekananda says, oh, just by taking bath in Ganga, if you will become a liberated, enlightened person, if you will become a great spiritual person, then all the fishes in the Ganga are the first great souls. They are the great gods. They are the liberated ones. Then they are the great enlightened masters. Let us catch all of them and start worshipping. Let's catch all the fishes in Ganga and start worshipping. He bangs him, fires him. Fellow gets a shock and runs away. And he starts saying what type of Swami he is. And he is teaching all wrong things. He should teach taking bath in Ganga and doing Gayatri and all these things. That fellow runs away. One disciple was sitting at his feet. She was pressing his feet. He was enjoying the hookah and she was pressing his feet. She got confused. She asked, what is this master? For that young guy, you gave one type of teaching. And taking bath in Ganga is a great thing, that is a spiritual practice, you will be liberated and all those things. When this old Pandit came, for him you are teaching something else. Your idea is different. What are you doing? What is this? What you are teaching? Then Vivekananda just laughs. What I said for that young guy is for that young fellow. What I said for this old guy, Pandit, is for this old fellow. For you, press my feet and keep quiet. That is for you. Keep quiet and press my feet. That is for you. That's all. Nothing else. And she gets the shock of her life and she just says, okay, master. So the teachings vary from person to person. You can't say the same thing, give the same thing to everybody. So when the distance is more, I'll be giving a lot of brain candies. When the distance is less, I know from their side nothing can be done. All I will tell them is, I'll take care, you keep quiet. Again and again I'll tell them only one thing, I'll take care, you keep quiet. Once actually one of my crew member, the inner circle, they asked me, Swamiji, everybody is doing meditation, spiritual practice, we don't do anything. We don't do anything. In every program we are busy in attending all your cares and needs and arranging everything. And I told him, all those fellows are reading menu cards, you are eating. If you want, you can also go and sit there and read menu card. But you are eating. When you are eating, why do you think that I am not reading menu card? Reading menu card is not necessary. It is for them. You simply eat. Now it is time. We will work on the inner science technology. One important announcement. Last year, more than 90 people we came. Only 40 people went to Gomukh. In that itself, many people have suffered like anything. When we came back, many have suffered next 2-3 days they were not able to do anything because the altitude is too high, too steep, too difficult, at least 5 times difficult than Yamunotri. Altitude is also high. You will have the breathing trouble. So many people will have the breathing trouble. There will be so many troubles. So understand and decide. Lot of places. And one more thing, not like Yamunotri, you can completely go by dolly or horse. At least 3 to 4 kilometers you have to walk, even if you hire the dolly or horse, because there are some places only you can walk. You can't go by dolly or horse. In patch, bit by bit, 2-3 kilometers you may have to walk. I think around 3 to 4 kilometers you have to walk. Just take care of that. Just 2-3 kilometers. At least 3 to 4 kilometers maybe, I think. You may have to walk. Please be careful. Understand the importance. Then decide. Don't be too adventurous. Not only for your sake, for the whole group's sake. That's the reason last time I made a strict rule. Above 60, nobody is allowed. Now, see, I don't even wanted to say that above 60 nobody is allowed. It is actually based on health. It's actually based on health. Be careful again and again, because last time we had a doctors. Those doctors have taken care. And this time we don't have many doctors. How many doctors are here? Only one doctor. 2 doctors. Huh? See, I am there. Okay. That's right. How many doctors are here? All right. Now what I am saying, if you have the breathlessness or any trouble in breathing, you immediately have to come back. You cannot go up. So think again and again. There may be snowfall, there may be rainfall, there may be landsliding. Think of all these things, then decide. Last time when we were going, the landsliding started. Actually, when we were going itself, landsliding started last time. So be careful about the whole thing. If you have suffered or struggled in the Yamunotri, you should not come. Take care. If you had even a little bit of suffering, you cannot come. And even in the Dolly, they will ripe the whole thing. In Yamunotri, they riped only one part is ripe. Now when you come back from Gomukh, yes, that also can be done. That's what. But even to come back, it will be a very big job. Not as you think.